Well then, let's have a little look at the US CAD, shall we?
Wait. Matron, take them away.
And a warm welcome to one and all. And if this is your first time here, I am the big fella. That is the Scruffy Trader. And what I'm trying to do is put trading in the real world. Maybe show you a trick or two along the way. So if that sounds good, do take a second to hit that little subscribe button. Genuinely helps. And if you find value in any of the videos, do take a second to hit the like and the super thanks. Genuinely keeps the channel running. So what are we doing? Why am I doing it? Well, I'm looking at the US CAD. Now, it's not a market I trade a lot. But as normal, I like to help the guys. And if I say it, I'll back up what I say with a trade. I think that's the fairest way to be. So I've already done the breakdown. The guy's having a bit of merriment this morning. Just a bit. Booby, well, not so much with that one, but the boobies is all right. I can go with the boobies. Lovely. Right. But we've also been looking at the charts. And they're all sticking in what they think. Now, I did a markup on this the other day. Yesterday. And I'm following it up this morning with a trade. Now, I've done the breakdown of what that trade is. In other words, the criteria I'm looking for. And it's looking like it's ready to go now. And it was done because of Michael in here. So it's a little salute to you, my little friend. Well, they've had a right old chat of things over the last couple of days. But here, they were putting in what they thought. And I put the markup in there as well. Telegram's free, guys. You can go in. It's for you to speak amongst yourselves. And, well, be happy. Right, looking at this. Okay. So, it looks like I'm going to drop an order in. Just while we're talking. And then I'll tell you what it is that I'm looking for. Okay. Now, I am selling this market. And I actually want this order kind of under there. And I'm going to target down onto this blue line. All right, let me explain. So that's the makeup of the trade. It's a quick trade. I actually want to get down into here if I can. All right, but because it's a day trade, I'm being quite conservative with my targets, and that's what I do. I'll get in. I'll trail up, and I'll show you what trailing up is, and just get as well, just get paid, really. That's what we're here for. But I'm not into being a hero. I'm not into hanging on to trades forever. I just want to get in, get paid, get out, and then go about my day. Now, when you look at a chart, and this is kind of the way I look at things, if I'm day trading, I'm essentially want to be in the market as least as possible. So the little blue box, what you're seeing, is the amount of money that I think is minimum to make this trade worthwhile. Now, if I'm scalping, it's like 2 or 3 pips. That's not good for me, you know, because it's too much risk. And if it goes wrong, I've had it. You know? So I want at least 10 pips. Now, 10 pips, 5 or a pip, 50 quid. You're in the market for maybe half an hour to an hour. Well, that's a pretty good hourly wage. Do that a couple of times, that's 100 quid. You know, if I get the size up a bit, it can be 200 quid. You know, just for being in the market a short period. And this is where sometimes trading falls down, because you have this belief that you're in and out all day. Well, you won't, because the market will only give you 1 or 2 opportunities a day. And you have to capitalize on them well. And that's what I'm doing. And those opportunities, believe it or not, they're not as big as you think they are. You know, you do 10 to 30 pips in a trade. you've done all right. If you're looking for more than that, you want to be starting to swing trade and look to hold these things overnight. And then that becomes a different style of trading. What we're doing here is day trading. So let me show you what I was looking at. So if I zoom this out to an hour, you'll see that I've already got the zones in place where I want to be. And I've got my entry exits. That's these dotted lines, you know, the points of pain, they are points of entry, they are points of target, they're all sorts of different things. It's just a way of mapping the chart out. Now we can already see there's been a drive, a push, and then a continuation. But now look, this is failing. This section here is holding this price amazingly well. All right. Okay. Well, if it's holding it well, where's it going to go? Well, it's going to come down into here where these blue lines are. All right. Revisit these. Now you've got conservative areas here where it's been down and touched before. So this red zone has become a good entry point. It's a place where the market will stall. And if it's stalling, well, it's either going to continue to the upside, but I believe it's coming to the downside. Get on the train. That's simple. And that's what trailing is. Now, trailing, if I come back to a 15-minute candle, is I've set it here because that blue box is the minimum amount of money I want. But if that candle closes, I'll move this price to underneath that candle. Then I'll watch the next 15-minute candle. And if it happens to be here, then I'll move the price up to here till it rolls over and picks it up. Because I haven't got a lot of time today, so I'm just going to ratchet it behind me. Now, if I did have time and I'm sitting watching it, I do have a couple of indicators that I keep an eye on, and I'll wait for to cross point from the top or in the midsection. And the guys in the squad will know what that is. But at the moment, I don't. But I do believe in my trade. So I'm just going to hold the price underneath it. So it has to come down, pick the order up, and then run down into target. Simple. That's the premise. And if I go further out to see exactly what's going on, well, what we're seeing here is there's a massive drive. It hasn't fully retraced. Had a good thump there. It's come back, failed. Good thump down there. But now this is not rattling either that high or that high. It's holding. And it is showing signs pushing down. So if that section there is going to retrace, well, it's got to go through all of these levels. And that'll pay me as it goes forward. Simple stuff. And then if you go out to the daily, well, it's telling you the same thing. Strong drive up, a push down, a failed recovery, stall, and even at worst, if it's retracing this two solid candles, which they do, it's still got to go through these blue lines, right? So I'll drop it onto a 5 minute just so you can watch the candles come in. I will Scruffy Madness into this if I have to. That is getting a better price. Let's have a look. This one actually, I'm just going to edge that up ever so slightly to there. Just want to make this a little bit more worthwhile. And then I'm going to trail it. So it's 1, 2, 3 candles. So that's like a 15-minute close. So we're going to have it there. Right, we're in. Right, I'm going to madness this with extra orders to the tops of here. And if it goes beyond that, then I have to think about whether I'm right, wrong, or indifferent. All right. And the target point is break free by this blue line, and then just see what else we can get. But our profit area is in the white. Catch you in a bit, guys. Okay, guys, stopped out. Now, what I've done here is said it would go to the blue line, targeted into the blue line. As it was getting a bit wobbly, took a bit off, left a runner, and I could easily re-enter the market again. So what have we done? Well, just by a little bit of work, 77 quid. It's all right. Nothing else running. It's not bad considering I wasn't going to trade at all. So there you go. And that's what trading is to me. It's just keeping it simple, taking what's on offer when it's available, and being paid. And that's it. So if you want to see it, by all means drop in the description. You'll find all my contact details, and while you're there is a 5% discount off the prop fund that I use, and there's also my preferred brokers, IG and Black Bull. And Black Bull at this moment in time are one of the few that give you a very big leverage. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.